love on the double. Spent cake in a lifetime, climbing to the level. Contract with the devil, loophole, expiration date. On the side of good people, always set the record straight. Round and round, the piano keys meditate. Felt it in the music, need it now, can't let it wait. It's not a secret, everything is all out and exposed. Going down like the water in the river flows. It's how it goes, another day, another story told. Stuck inside the puzzle, searching, still trying to get a hold. Forgotten souls, got lost in the cold. Trying to get the freedom, now they need them walking down the Hope Road. They said they hope so, but it was a no-go. Front row stage show, well-placed logo. Fancy lights and the cameras are on, but we don't care, he's just there to sing another sad love song. Fade to black, the soundtrack to another night. It's the music of the rain and the city lights. Feel no pain, it makes the whole city bright. Without the sparkle of hype, it's just another night. Fade to black, the soundtrack to another night. It's the music of the rain and the city lights. Feel no pain, it makes the whole city bright. Without the sparkle of hype, it's just another night. And they all knew what it was from the first glance. No excuses, should have planned in advance, man.
Documented on Pro Tools or Tascam. Struggling hustles of an ordinary black man.
Spin a record with a 2-week lifespan. Can't find a good girl, so we hooked the mic stand.
Not a lot of paper left in his right hand. Making enemies of folks he treated like fam.
Stone cold, solid rock at every point stop. What you lean on soon as the pressure drop.
Ghetto hot, know the ledge, or you'll get a shot. But they'll never stop till his name's known on every block.
Spread my wings, fly away to the night beat. Was wide awake while the rest of the city sleeps.
In these gritty streets, dudes give you plenty heat. They get no mind that we grind, losing plenty sleep. Yeah. Some play for keeps while you lay to sleep. In the dark, your worst nightmare waits for heat. And it ain't the sun, though dawn is near. Air's crisp and calm, I think a storm is near. And I'm watching lightning dance across the skyline. Usually miss it, rarely find time to bask in blackness. Hint of line shine, I'm in the jazz club, chillin', sippin' with fine wine. Hypnotized by the strum of the upright. Feel like lost souls got their eyes on me some nights, so I keep my eyes wide and move cautious. Slip and find yourself in a brand new coffin by morning. Now you're one with the night breed. You should've known better if you're anything like me. But the city lights will seduce you. Daywalkers beware if it's not what you used to.
Alright, good evening. I'm gonna turn down the music for a second because it looks like in hopefully the near future this game will go underway. There has been some delays to the surprise of absolutely nobody. In the meantime, you can tell me if the microphone is loud enough. I had to redo my setup basically. I've also changed some things and then we can take a look at the picks and bans once we have them. And also the map pick. Right now they're all in the lobby, so that part is looking good, but they're still discussing. I'm not sure what. Let's listen into Superhero stream for a second and find out.
Hold.
Okay, just attack him from the left.
He's broken! Yeah, it's just...
Alright, seems like we get some picks, we get some... Or at the very least we have some bans. I'm gonna... write them down in no particular order. And we'll take it from there. Santorini, everybody's favorite, is being banned. Ulrich, that's an interesting choice. Stahlbrecher and Industry. Right. And yeah, let's listen in again.
But Superhero, are you IGO? I can be.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like first map is Reed Sky.
See a lot of quotes.
We'll be T. Also,
And it looks like the Cats are the away team. I believe they have been challenged, so they will start as T. This has just been announced. And now they're picking colors, so ideally and hopefully we'll get this underway in just a second. Everybody's readying up. Valk still needs to pick the color, but once that goes, we are good to go. I believe Superhero doesn't have that much delay. How's the microphone? Is it loud enough? I also added a sort of filter so that it wouldn't pick up on the fan or me breathing. It should hopefully elevate the stream quality. Any feedback is appreciated. Alright, and now they're finding game server. I think we can remove the overlay and wait until the game appears, and then hopefully there's no restart necessary. Reddit restart. As for the roster, on the Cat side we have Taco, we have LeCube, we have Sack, Aeon, and Superhero. And just as I say this, Superhero goes out of bounds, so I lose it, but it looks like they're connecting now. So we can jump into that just a second. On the Valk side we have Banana Bandit, The Landlord, Vintage Jesus, Crystal Daniel, and Dead Meme. Right, the dreaded 1 minute mark is passed, so we can load into the game and get this going. And please do give me feedback on how loud it is. I think I can turn Pav a little bit up. See if that's too much. As for the setup, I had to install Windows New, so everything is basically gone. So my favorites and everything. Not that this would help on this map. It is one of the worst maps in terms of casting, in my humble opinion, just because there's so much stuff in the way. But let's see how it goes. They're getting started here, and like I said, Cats are T. And it looks like they're not a straightforward push. We have too many people in the mid, but Taco Head does get killed by Crystal Daniel before Aeon takes him out in revenge. Vintage Jesus doesn't take the wheel, but does take off Aeon's head, but they trade. Jokes on Aeon though. Jesus does have a tendency to come back, so we will see that happening. Up to this point it's now a 2v3, but lucky for the Cats, they do get to plant, so they got that going for them. We have Superhero who's ratting on site, and LeCube on the catwalk. Banana Bandit now walking in, not checking the corner, but still somehow surviving. Cube trading out with Meme, so they do manage to win that. And yeah, Now Banana Bandit, all it has to do is, you know, defuse the bomb and win the first round. Which is very important. Money-wise, they will be slightly behind, but I think on this rather T-sided map, just winning the round as a CT, the pistol round, is very important because you get that point. And later on, it's gonna be harder to, you know, make points once the cats hopefully have their shit together and can get their T-runs in. And it looks like Valk decides to full save on their win. Interesting choice. But Valk, Jesus, manages to stab somebody. He was like, you know what? These nails, I'm gonna bring them to you. And that's what he did. Interestingly also, Taco buying a Bison, not the ideal gun. It's not making him a lot of money. And it's also not particularly good against unarmored. And obviously, handling-wise, I think it's also a fairly bad weapon with low firing speed and low bullet velocity. The only upside, I guess, is the amount of bullets. The rest of Valk now running around. Personally, I believe they shouldn't go for any of this. The odds of, you know, getting a kill are slim, and they're just feeding money into the enemy, and that is exactly what they did. So all in all, one knife kill, not the worst result, but still interesting choice that they went on to full save after winning the first round. I mean, obviously on this map, utility is king, so they could have gone and, you know, saved, but would probably have went for a deagle save to get some more picks, or at least partial deagle save. Now, however, we have the third round. They do buy in, interestingly enough, not a whole lot of utility. They do have the money, but they're not buying clippers, they're not buying nades except for Landlord. On the cat side, they are stacking themselves up. Looks like a traditional A hit, B hit, but it is actually surprise fake, as multiple members of the cats are walking over. Who's not walking over is Aeon, because he lost his head along the way. As the superhero who got killed by the Landlord, leaving just Zack on the side, who tries to smoke through that window. But a Landlord shows him, hey man, that's pretty rude of you, I'm gonna make you explode, and that's what he did. And he also managed to kill Taco Cat, leaving just Cube, who is saying, what the hell guys, everybody's dead, this was not supposed to happen. Shit. And he has 50 seconds on the clock, so it's not impossible, but a 1v4 situation is, you know, not something you want to be in. We are going to the action cam. I think a Cube is gonna try to pick up some guns, maybe get a kill and just survive. On the Valk side, it looks like they're resetting, not hunting. Personally, I'm of the opinion that this map faking isn't as important. It's a very small map. The enemy can rotate quickly back. It's a retake game anyways. Because of the utility spam, it's pretty hard to hold sites without casualties. So it is probably for the better to just go straight for a site and then prevent the retake, then do some fancy faking which can be heard all over the map and, you know, instantly acted upon. Alright, yeah, he managed to save 1 AK and then hide on site. That's good for him. Rest of the team is a bit low on cash. Looks like they're still forcing into it. Actually, they're fine money-wise. Not sure why I said that. Would like to see some more utility coming out this time. It looks like Taco Cat is going for the A. Rest of the team is established themselves towards the B. Seeing some early smokes. Very nice, very nice. This is what you like to see. Slowing it down. Well, one of them was not ideal, but it's the thought that counts. Those flashbangs, I'm not too sure about. They are not really doing much except throwing away 400 bucks or 600 in this case. If you have that kind of money to just throw it over a catwalk, then by all means. Yeah, like I said, this map is kind of horrible to cast, so we're just gonna fly around a whole bunch. Looks like Taco is in near streaky, hoping for some sort of aggression. Meanwhile, Superhero dies in mid, being killed by Mr. Daniel. Rest of the team is fighting over at B. Aeon does get a pick on the bandit. And now they walk into sight. This Cube decides to remove Jesus' head as well as somebody else killing Crystal Daniel. Landlord is evicting members of Cat from the side. He now has to fight 1v3. Taco is in his flank. I believe he's aware since he did get a lurk kill. He believes somebody's on site, but that is, you know, he's mistaken on that one. We have 2 members and a 3rd on the flank. I believe Taco is just gonna lurk there if things get spicy for the rest of his team. If Landlord decides to aggress, he can still fall in. And yeah, I think Landlord can't really do much here. If he tries to push for it, he's gonna die, I think. And he realizes this and runs away. Pretty smart choice here. And this makes it 2-2. What's also interesting is the buy choices of Valk means their economy is kind of wild all the time. And we see a mini AK coming out from Crystal Daniel. I'm not sure what prompted this decision. He's in mid trying to hold it. Just spam firing, peeking with his high ping. Meanwhile, Zac killed that meme. I'm not sure as to where that was. I think it was over the A side. Yes. They do know he's on balcony. Superhero is being killed by the landlord. That always sucks when you spend a normal morning and then your landlord comes by and shoots you in the face. But it's exactly what happened to Superhero. Aeon, meanwhile, decides to get revenge, kills 2 members of Valk, and opens up A completely for himself. If they can plant the bomb, they can stop playing TDM and actually play S&D, and that's what they're going for. Very nice. Crystal Daniel still with the mini AK. Has to fight 3 people now. I don't think that's gonna happen. It looks like he's going for it anyways. Moving into vents, but Aeon is already covering that. Having an AK on his back, you know, because why not? And yeah, that is very graphical. Honestly, I'm not sure why the head exploded, because I actually have that off. But maybe the setting is not saved. So today is a bit gory, and yeah, that was Crystal Daniel's skull in the vent. And also at the bottom of the vent. And at the top of the vent. Basically everywhere. Alright, 2-3 now for the Cats, but obviously this is a very T-sided map, so they have to get every point they can, so that's make it easier on the CT side. Very questionable smoke. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to do. I think there was a misfire in some sort of capacity. We have Zac nading on site, now tagging Landlord. They know he's there. Crystal Daniel slicing up Taco, but also being killed by it. Zac now just pushing onto site. Only they had the bomb, they could plant it, but instead they're going for it. Not sure what's going on with the landlord. He did a little bit of ring around the Rosie, around Aeon, which is a fun game. 6 out of 10 children do say this is their favorite game to play, but I think it's a little bit inappropriate in such a tense situation. Nevertheless, he did it, and yeah, I hope he enjoyed himself doing that. Interesting, Cutie Cat. As you know, I'm a very Christian person who doesn't deal in drugs, so this situation has not happened to me. Back to the game, we see a heavy smoke off in mid. This is probably against regulations on the fire alarm or smoke detector. Should fall off. Anyways, Crystal Daniel is completely unsure as to what to do. Spams the smoke. Finds out, hey, Zac actually indeed went through there. Zac just driving through the map, killing people like this is a TDM. Taking another one, making this a 3K, and now they're planned on B. And also smoking up Zac just on the off chance that he's getting too aggressive. There's the 4K. Is he going for the ace? Taco does get killed, so Zac knows he's here. Now walks into the smoke and gets the ace. So, yeah. That happened here, and yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I would hope that Valk can get some order into their gameplay to not get aced by a single person for no particular reason. Forward so far, pretty even on the Cat side, although Superhero kinda carrying here as he usually does. That's an inside joke actually. So rest of the team getting the frags. And yeah, it looks like a 2-1-2 setup. We do have a 50 now coming out of Sek. He did get attacked and he obviously didn't attack anybody else because otherwise they would be dead. Now Sek is dead, Aeon is dead, and suddenly it's a 3v5, which is never a good situation. And Crystal Daniel decides to aggress on this one. Cube is lurking him out. We'll see if he is falling for that. I think he has some sort of idea. Cube actually has an ACOG, which on his gun, which is not illegal, but it should probably be. He trades out with Crystal Daniel, who on this day has a wonderful ping of 200, so anytime he shoots at you, you probably are already dead. It's just the future catching up with you at some point. And now it's a 1v4 situation. This is not last round, but they have all the money in the world, so Superhero shouldn't save here. Well, some of the members have all the money in the world. Just get a kill, and another one, but is killed in the process. 3-5 now. And that brings us to the final round of their T-side 4 cats. Yes, Go Sports indeed, Novid. I hope you made that elo that I took the other day from you back. And thank you for joining us here today on Radio RL here in this challenge match, which was created last second, I believe, just today. What's also last second is this round. We'll see the cats one more time. In mid, just spamming that util. Crystal Daniel decides, wait, that is way too much. I'm getting the hell out of here. There's the counter util. So far it's not effective. A little bit of spam fire here and there. Some members of Valk seem to get a little bit nervous just running around, but they don't seem to really know where the attack is coming from. It looks like more towards D now. However, Aeon is not towards D. He's towards the ground because he got shot in the face and lost it in the process. Which put sort of a dent not only into his head but also in the attack plans of the cats. They have still 1 minute. This is another aspect of this map. You can basically triple or quad rotate because it's such a tiny map. So if the assault on B doesn't work, you can just go to A. And if that doesn't work, you can go back to B, and you can do this a bunch of times. Valk decides, that was fun killing everybody. I'm gonna do that again. So he takes out a member, but then again trades out with Crystal Daniel. Meanwhile, the landlord is cleaning up on the A side, evicting both Cube with an explosive and Taco Cat with an AK, leaving Superhero with a 1v2. He has 30 seconds on the clock. As he's the dedicated bomb carrier of Cat, everybody knows this. He has the bomb and he can win this 1v2 if he plays his cards right. We shall see if he makes it happen. He's full sprinting towards the side, but he's going through the spawn, so Valk hasn't heard him. He's just going for it. This is a smart play. If he now hides somewhere on side, takes the risk of going to Catwalk, he can actually win it, but he instead decides to play in the pit. Is a bit of a risky play, I would say, because if they check that corner, they might die. But I'm very happy he didn't go for that spicy nade kill, but on the upside, he didn't have one the spicy nade, so that wasn't an option. That nade hits a frag grenade. He does check it, but loses the fight, and now Superhero needs to... And he wins it. Well played. Just needs to turn around. A little bit of a happy cheer before he runs off. Turning this into a 3-6. Not the worst start, I would say, on a T round. However, obviously, every CT is crucial. So we should see if they can break the stride of Valk. They absolutely should try to win this pistol round, ideally without offering any sort of plant, because this way would guarantee them 2 more rounds, which would put them really close to the desired 10. But winning the pistol round or preventing the plant is no easy task. Sack surprising Valk, but surprisingly not killing anybody, but certainly did slow them down enough for the rest of the members to fall into position. We now have Taco Cat on the flank. Superhero is on the balcony, and we have 2 people on headshot. So the way in here is open, but only open in the sense that you have to walk through a bunch of bullets. Now Superhero dying on balcony, opening up the side a little bit, but Aeon did make it off headshot. And now it's a 2-2 situation. We have another trade with Crystal Daniel. I feel like this is becoming sort of a theme. Aeon is in a good position here. He still has a lot of health. The bomb is down. I don't think he knows this. Questionable flash. He doesn't need to fight this, but he might as well at least peek to see the info. Not sure what was thrown there. Maybe a knife. That means just walking around, giving Cube all the info the world that he's still there, which is very much appreciated by Cube. Now he picks up the bomb. This is something Cube should have heard, and he just needs to be close enough Yeah, it's the bait, but Cube does not fall for it. He stays close and still takes the fight. There was a little bit risky, but it paid off. He did get the win, and this is exactly what Cat needed. Now they are 3-7. They have the money now. On the Valk side, we actually see one member being able to buy an AK, probably because he didn't buy out in the pistol round. But yeah, the rest needs to save. Landlord buying up on those knives. He seems to like them. We see things that go against the meta. One more time, we see Cube buying a Bison. This is probably not the gun that you want to buy in such a situation, because if the enemy picks it up, it will outgun your team members' UMP. Bandit decides Jesus isn't real. This is a fake religion, and just kills him. Zack killing one member and defending the site, and then killing another, leaving just Banana Bandit, but he is being taken down for his crimes against his teammate. 3-8 now. Now this was to be expected after a pistol round loss. It's pretty hard. Best you can hope for really is like a plant, but the Cats played it aggressive to prevent any sort of stuff in that direction. But now Valk, really needs to figure something out, because 3-8, they absolutely need to win this round. They need to stop the economy of the Cats, make themselves some points, some money, so they can even out the score a little bit and get on a roll, because otherwise this will be impossible to stop. Absolutely need to win this round. You see some util coming in, heavy defense on the B side, and it looks like a B offense. Crystal Daniel and definitely managed to get picks, so that's very good for them. 5-3, however, they haven't reached the site yet, and most importantly, Taco gets a very important pick. Definitely was on the side with the bomb alone. I'm not sure Taco saw that, but the bomb being down the pit is very good for Cat. However, Crystal Daniel is on the flank, and Zack is nowhere to be found, and most importantly, still has a mini AK, so now he has a 1v4 situation. So that will be very hard for him to prevent. If I was him, I would play for some eco damage here, get an exit frag, prevent the enemy from, you know, getting guns. But now they have the intel where he is. They don't even need to fight them. And I thought Jesus realized this, but he goes back there. Not sure why. He picks the fight and wins it. Very good for him, although a little bit of risk here. He could have lost his gun and donated the gun towards the enemy team. However, he didn't. He did take the round. 4-8. Yeah, so if Valk can do that a bunch more times by just, you know, getting the picks, the important entry picks, and clearing up the site, then they have a good chance of coming back here. On the Cat side, we see a mixed buy, I believe. I'm not sure what's going on. Some members have guns. Cube has a knife and shows it to Banana Bandit, who's so impressed he lied down before Cube is being punished for this. Taco tries the same, however, it does not work out for them. Now we have two members of the Cats remaining who do have guns. Aeon showing Crystal Daniel, hey, look how this thing goes, and Daniel is also very impressed by this. 2v3 situation, absolutely winnable, but don't have a lot of util, and most importantly, Zack doesn't have a life anymore because he got shot. 1v3 now, so this is now increasingly hard, especially since Aeon has been spotted. Valk, however, being aggressive on this one, very unnecessary here. Landlord also finding out where Aeon is and just surviving that by 2 rounds, I believe. 5-8. On the Cat side, since 2 members bought last round, it will be a little bit rough for Zack to buy something, but I think somebody bought for him. I'm not sure what happened there, or maybe they have the money. I'm not sure. And it looks like Valk's very happy with their B take as they look to go for another. We have 2 people in mid who might want to mid. The rest of the team goes towards B. This time, Crystal Daniel dies without taking anybody with him. Very unusual, but yeah. The rest of the team here is smoked off on the B. Actually, they smoked off the side, but they're not so far moving onto it. Landlord now moving onto side, but smoke is about to disappear. Rio tries to prevent that plan, but dies in the process. Who doesn't die is Taco Cat for some reason, who magically survived this. Banana Bandit didn't survive this and just got shot, and that leaves Vintage in the 1v4 situation. Fortunately for him, he has to play this. It is planted in a way for him, but not enough of that way, I guess. If he had pushed by, he might have gotten the shot off. Still, he got a frag and survived that somehow. But a 5-9 means this could potentially be the final round of this map. We shall see. And on the Valk side, they should have the money to buy in, and obviously they should. And this time, since B doesn't work, what's the best strat? If one side doesn't work, you just try the other side, and that's exactly what they do. With 4 members and 1 delayed members, not sure what held him back. Maybe he wanted to smoke somewhere. Again, not sure what these smokes are for, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Zach, however, is not impressed. Just Banana Bandit and holds back the assault with the rest of the Valk members. Exchanging gunfire, he's now very low, but he did his job. They are stopped at A. Can't really enter this one, and the rotations are in place. We have somebody in heaven, we have Superhero lurking on site, and Valk is apparently unsure as to how to progress. Looks like they want to rotate. I believe Aeon should hear some of this. That meme actually, no, Vintage Jesus actually has a 50, I believe even a silenced 50. And some members are sort of walking back, but since Cube is on side ratting, he should hear this very soon if they keep going. Not sure if Cube heard that, but now he saw Taco Cat also was being seen in mid, dying to Crystal Daniel. Now takes the beacon. Zach dies to falling damage. I'm not sure. I didn't even know that was possible. However, what is possible is for Crystal Daniel to kill multiple members, leaving just Aeon, who has to fight 1v2, but it's just 15 seconds on the clock and the bomb is down. I don't think Aeon knows this. He's holding that angle against the kitchen of an American player, but he gets the kill, and with just 8 seconds on the clock, all he has to do is not fight this. Because with 2 seconds on the clock, there's no way Crystal Dead Meme has the time. Yeah, I was confused for a second, but yeah, the clock ran out and PAFTV didn't show us the victory screen. But the time did run out and they did manage to win 5-10. This is the final scoreboard here. Kind of a chaotic last round, but exactly rightly played by Aeon, turning this into a 5-10 for Catastrophe. GG's. And with that, we are going on a little bit break and listen to some more music. Alright, and we are back, and we are back quicker than expected. Apologies for that. Looks like we missed the pistol round, and it looks like Valk did win. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect it to be this fast. But we don't want to rewind because that can potentially break the PAF TV. In any case, second map is Stockpile, and it looks like an A-hit cube now being shot by a 1911, making some money here, leaving just Zack in a 1v5 situation. But if Valk plays it right, they don't kill him, they actually plant the bomb for some money. Zack does manage to kill that team, tries to go for... Ooh, I really need to turn that gore off. Tries to pick up the AK, but is being killed for that. Actually, let me go into the sky and set some more cameras up. Then we can go back into action cams. Yeah, second map here. Looks like Vintage Jesus did a little bit of team killing in the first round, since we missed that. And in the second round, he did manage to make up for that. Rest of the team like so. And now they are going for a B push. We have two people entering the snake, but only one person might come out because LeCube decides to delete Crystal Daniel. We have a name. There's nobody there. Aeon, however, is on site, killing one and trading out another. Just that meme is now being killed by two people before he's being shot at, and Vintage Jesus tries to help, but it's just being shot. This is an excellent defense, and they also pick up a gun for Aeon, who died in the process, heroically defending the site, and that turns into a 1-2 for Valk still, who at this point still have money. We see a hunting rifle buy from Banana Bandit. Interesting pick. We shall see if that was a mistake or if he actually wanted to buy this one. He did have money to buy a bigger gun or a different gun, I would say. Pre-nade does tag Vintage Jesus, not by much though. Taco Cat pushing up mid, but then not fully pushing up. That nade was slightly undercooked, otherwise it would have been devastating. No matter, he made it out of there, got the intel, and now delays the rest of Valk before he falls off. And that meme is also being killed by, I believe it was Zack. So now the members of Cat know it's probably an A, because we have a lot of action in mid and we have a lot of action on A long. Landlord and Crystal Daniel now moving in. Looks like Vintage Jesus did manage to save up enough money for that very skillful 50 gun. They do plan, but Superhero does manage to take out both before dying, leaving just Banana Bandit and Vintage Jesus for a 2v3 situation with nobody on site. They know their 50s in mid, but just being a flash, Cube already made it into the site, and Banana Bandit, interestingly enough, also now has an AK. I believe he picked that up. Zack does have clippers, and Vintage needs to get into a better position. I think he still believes he can get people to rotate off. Zack now trying to push it. He had the... mind, maybe he gave away the clippers, but... Oof. He does miss his shot, but then takes another... they could have removed the 50 there. However, they did lose the round, which is not ideal. And now they are kind of broke for the most part. Except, of course, for Vintage Jesus, who has still the 50 on the Cat side. Everybody has money. Hopefully everybody invests into clippers if they don't have them already. Very useful items. And it looks like we have another very weird buy. We see 2 AKs, 2 mini AKs, and of course Vintage Jesus still has the 50 from last round. And he's taking that 50 into mid. Zack, however, is taking out his finger against Banana Bandit. Tries to get out of there, but is being killed by that meme as he tries to exit A long. And the rest of the Cats are more steered towards the B side. I'm not sure why that is, especially since they know that Vintage has the 50 and is gonna just camp in mid, prevent any sort of rotation there. They should try to just rotate behind. There's not much Vintage can do against that. Coming from the CT side, and then if they retake the side, smoke it off. Looks like Superhero wants to aggress here. He doesn't prevent the plant, and Crystal Daniel obviously hurt him. Looks like, yeah, he's just trying to shoot over that. That doesn't work, but shooting around it does work. Vintage Jesus now being taken care of in the mid, but 2v3 situation. Luke now finding out where 2 members are, deleting one. Aeon now in a better angle here to support. If he walks onto side, he will find that meme, who will find that is not a good idea to stand there. Yeah, he dies, and they spot the last member who is there. So if Aeon can be aggressive, they can still win this round. However, the clock is ticking. But they play it right. If Cube doesn't have fatty fingers, he will surely defuse this bomb. And he does. And they also manage to pick up guns while bobbing their heads together. Be careful there. That can lead to some terrible, terrible damage. I'm speaking from experience here. B2 looks like Vintage Jesus buys straight into another 50. Very balanced gun. Obviously makes sense that you can buy 2 of them in 5 rounds after you lost 3 of them. Yeah. This is not salty at all, I would say. This is very objective. Then we see a questionable smoke. I'm not sure if that's just to fuck with the caster or something. Maybe it's supposed to pull off some people towards A side, but it doesn't look like the cats are falling for it. I think heard a bunch of people. Vintage Jesus now telling Superhero, hey, I still have this or have this again. And Taco Cat also falls for this 3-4 situation now. B is mostly open, Aeon is still on plastic, and I don't think the rest of the Valk members know that it's there. As 2 of them just die from a burst before Vintage Jesus gets the 3k with the 50. Who will stop this man? However, it's a 2v2 situation and they haven't planted yet. With 58 seconds on the clock, they have all the time in the world, but they need to pick up the bomb and make a decision here. Looks like he's trying to sprint peek, but Zach is having none of that and kills Vintage Jesus. The downside of the 50, of course, is the fact that he didn't make any sort of money on those 3k, meaning next round, if they don't plant the bomb, he'll be pretty much broke and not being able to afford anything, unless, of course, that meme managed to pick up the bomb. Not sure what they're doing here on the cat side. Cube should team up. It's very likely that the bomb was somewhere in that carnage. And now they have that meme spotted on the side still, and he takes him out. 4-2 situation for cat. It looks like this time they are going for a save, as I see a lot of nothing there. Another hunting rifle by Banana Bandit. I don't think it worked out for him last time he played it. We should see the rest of the team is picking up mini 50 cals, aka Deagles. And they're looking for some sort of aggression on the A side, running around. Zach, being aggressive, takes out Crystal Daniel, but one more time, there's a trade. Maybe we should enter a Crystal Daniel trade counter here, as his ping is currently 204. Zach now donating a gun for Valk. What will they do with it? That meme picked it up. Superhero ratting on site, and he can hear the footsteps, so hopefully his team members will back him up shortly. It looks like Valk is not committed to this A push. Superhero smells the kill as he hears the hunting rifle. He does get tagged once with it, but then he takes out a member, and now he's on the flank, shooting Vintage Jesus in the back and killing that meme, but also trading on that one. That meme is pretty low ping. Superhero, of course, not. Cube ends the round by finding Landlord, trying to sneak off to B, getting a plant, but Cube is saying no. In a critical way. Current scoreboard. Pretty even across the board, I would say. Everybody has some kills, everybody has some death. Very detailed analysis right here. You know, you get the best cast if you come here. And it looks like Valk is going for another B push. I think initially they had some success with it, so maybe they want to return to that one. However, this pre-nade beautifully executed. Tags a bunch and then kills that meme. Splits it in half, actually. Like, you can see that meme here, and you can also see that meme there. It's the deadest of memes at this point, and the rest of the team is, you know, heavily tagged. We hear another 50. This time it's by Landlord. You hate the fact when your Landlord has a 50 cal that is suppressed shooting at you. I'm not sure why exactly they're suppressing it. Seems entirely pointless. I believe you even lose money. Trade from Landlord on Taco Code. Taco Cat. It's not a code. That would be... I mean, if you think about it, a Taco Code would be pretty fucking amazing. Because if you get hungry, you just eat your code. But obviously it's a Taco Cat. Anyways, 3v1 situation. Banana Bandit is in the snake, not a banana here. It's a snake. He's heavily attacked. He has been spotted. Now he's flashed too. Talk about, and he's completely confused. Where am I? I think he thought he was behind cover. Turns out once the lights went on again, he realized I'm not, and then he was dead. 6-2 is a very good start for the Cats here. If they can finish up the CT side with a 7-2, and then maybe even take the pistol round on the T, then they're in a very commandable position to take this map as well. We shall see. We see more 50 kills. This time coming out from Crystal Daniel. It doesn't look like they have a dedicated 50 player. It looks more like everybody gets to play sometime. Which, you know, would be the opportunity for a very inappropriate mom joke. But I'll spare you on that one. Taco Cat one more time trying that nade. However, it doesn't connect. What does connect is Sack, who connects with the enemy in the form of bullets on A long. He literally 1 HP, but he decides, you know what, I want another ace. So he's going for the 4K now, but I think Landlord... Nope, he saw Landlord, pre-fires him beautifully. Oh, that... was that not pinned? That was a smoke grenade, but it wasn't pinned, because I was worried for a second it was gonna cheat on Sack. Does he get the ace? He's trying to go for it. He's being flashed by his teammates. His team is like, stop this madness, you absolute mad lad. But he doesn't get the ace. And Banana Bandit gets another kill, but then Aeon is on the flank. 4K here, the dream lives on with a double ace. It's not happening, at least not on the CT side. Maybe it's more like on T side. In any case, that 4K obviously gave the Cats the win with that very aggressive play. Not sure what happened on the Valk side, why they didn't call the heavy aggression there. In any case, looks like this time the pistol round will go towards the A side, which is, I would say, a bit more unconventional. I think B is the more common target for the pistol. The 3 members walking to A long. We have one holding any sort of mid aggression, which ironically is Sack. And we have Superhero all alone with the bomb on his back, walking towards A main. On the Valk side, we have Banana Bandit ratting on side. I don't think he was spotted or hurt. And we also have Crystal Daniel in the little cubby. So if they can spring that ambush nicely, they should be well prepared. The downside, of course, is the fact that A long is completely open, and now they have a secondary angle. A Superhero with the knife just walking in there, tanking that guy like he's British, but he's in fact not. He's American. And then they attack each other, not sure why. Bomb is being planted though. Cube takes out the dead meme, saying, hey man, this meme's very stale. Let's take it out. 2v5 situation now. Most unfortunate for Valk. This will be a near impossible situation. Vintage Jesus walking around in mid, like walking around bullets, like walking on water, I guess. Superhero is kind of tired of Sack's shenanigans, kills him. Aeon also doesn't feel like paying rent and kills the Landlord, leaving just Vintage Jesus, who again walks into mid like he's walking above water, to repeat that, because I'm obviously very smart. He's trying to get the kill. He should absolutely die in some capacity. That sounds more mean than I mean it, because otherwise he would have given the enemy even more money. I think Cats played that a little bit wrong. If they hadn't just let him live, let him survive the bomb plant and die to the plant themselves, they would have made a lot of money here. Nonetheless, they won the round 8-2, now in a commanding position. Again, we see some Bison pickups. I don't agree at all. I also don't agree with the mixed buy. If Sack or Aeon get killed, leaving these powerful weapons behind means they are severely hurting the rest of their team, because you don't want to fight an M4 with a UMP in any sort of way. It looks like they're going for a fast B. Smoke doesn't land like it should. Landlord again trying to play his ring around the Rosie game, but Superhero is having none of that, just shoots him. Aeon running back, finding out, hey, this guy actually bought a gun. Cube takes out Vintage Jesus, but loses his helmet in the process, so it's very low. Considering the rest of Valk also has SMGs, they absolutely can kill him easily. Who cannot kill easily is Banana Bandit because he got shot. Even just Crystal Daniel on dead meme. They have to attempt this retake, but 2v4 situation. There's no point in saving these guns. Next round they need to buy something else. We see a lot of bodies flying, bullets being exchanged. Taco Cat almost killing that meme, who's literally one shot. He has to defuse, but Sack does have the angle, so this should be an easy frag. He just shoots him, and that's exactly what he does. Winning a 9-2, so if they can now close it out, they can obviously take this one to the bank. On the Valk side, we see again more mini AKs. I think there was money for better guns. Banana Bandit also buying a Uzi. Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, looks like the meta police is not out in force tonight. We're seeing all kinds of stuff. And on the cat side, we see another aggression towards the B side with just Zach pulling a smoke on A. Probably a confusing Valk, but now they're rotating back as it was called. Zach killing Banana Bandit. And we have another trade from Crystal Daniel. A landlord doesn't trade with QOP, just shoots him. Situation. Landlord tries to enter the premises but is being shot. And Zach also kills that meme, turning this into a quick 10-2. Well played by Cat. They really brought it home. Score-wise, we have it here. Superhero kind of carried here. The rest of the team also did well. And yeah, that's a 10-2. And with that, we go on another break here. And that was a very short break because we are already in game 3 of the night, which will be in the museum. We have People of Culture here. I can see it in PAF TV already. Unfortunately, I pressed the button a little bit too early. Hopefully, that will be okay in terms of the recording. Then wait the right at 1 minute mark. We shall see if I'm getting punished for this. Remake that? Oh, it was just a little bit laggy catching up there. And on the Reaver round, we see lots of suicide and also homicide coming out. And on Museum, looks like Valk picked this one because the cats are CT. I believe this is their preferred starting position. I'm not sure I would say this is the CT-sided map, but yeah, maybe they find it easier than to deal with the dreaded B-takes. On the Valk side, we're seeing on the pistol round aggression towards the A side. Looks like they're full send. Never mind. Crystal Daniel and Vintage Jesus run into mid. Vintage Jesus just wanted to check out the exposition and walks back towards main. Back finding out that being aggressive sometimes gets you killed, and in this case, he not only got killed but also shot. And now the lying there a little bit tragically as the rest of the team starting to struggle with holding the side. Taco Cat pulling up the Big Mac, nailing Crystal Daniel. Aeon deciding, you know what, this superhero guy, he's kind of annoying, I'm just going to shoot him. Landlord, on the other hand, decides he wants to have this property. He says this is free real estate and shoots everybody. So they win the first round. They didn't manage to plant the bomb. There was a little bit of a, not necessarily misplay, but I think they could have gotten the plant down in a 3v1 situation and get that little bit of extra cash. But maybe they felt confident and just decided to go for it. And now, interestingly, we see again the weird buys. We have 1 Deagle and or mini AKs. Mini AKs are not particularly good at making money. They're fairly expensive and don't have a huge kill bonus. Zach decides, I want to still be aggressive. He buys a Bison, pushes up. He's about to find out there's a lot of enemies, but since he lands the headshot and Vintage Jesus didn't have armor, he was immediately dead. He also heavily hurt Santos, who's now one shot to even a 1911. He hurt members of Valk moving into storage. If he holds this position, he can be an excellent flank here, even though his gun is not suited for long range. Cube, however, is also not suited for long range. It doesn't matter, he just stabs him anyways. Not sure where Landlord is running towards. Looks like he does have the bomb. Like now finally being taken down, and looks like he wants to plant on the other side. And this is very dangerous for Valk because the other members are not anywhere near. If Landlord falls, this bomb could be defused immediately. And indeed that's what's happening if Taco Cat is greedy, because he knows, or he should know, that other members are there. No, he doesn't. Or now he starts. If he just ducks, he should be able to defuse this in no time if he doesn't crack under pressure. Keep going, Taco Cat, keep going. I think he did it. I think they... I'm not sure what happened there. 1-1... Yes, they actually... Yeah, sorry. I'm very slow, you know this. This is well-known fact. I just forgot that Valk did manage to win the first round without planting a bomb. So this 1-1 situation. Taco Cat dying for the sins of Valk, who decides to, you know, take that mega risk of planting on the offside with a player who was very low. And Taco Cat, with Nerfs of Steel under fire, manages to defuse the bomb in just the last second before dying. And now they have the guns, the big guns, and it looks like this time Valk decides to go for a B. Although on a fairly slow response, and Vintage Jesus is being killed. Taco Cat now throwing a nade in there, splitting Landlord in half, but also taking barely any damage actually. Surprisingly, we still have two members of Valk in there who peek out the window, manage to kill Aeon, but then they're all being shot and the round ends in a 2-1 for Cat. Aeon this time buying the hunting rifle. Maybe nobody told me, and this gun is now actually good. I don't believe it though. It's not particularly bad considering how cheap it is, but you also need to land your shots, and that can be tricky sometimes. Reload is very slow. He also seems to have an M4. I'm not sure if he's dual passing here, which I'm not sure is advisable, but do it anyway. Like again, aggressive on a main and is being punished for it. However, it's killing Banana Bandit in mid, and they're now realizing, hey, there's an awful lot of gunfire coming from A main. That is not supposed to happen in a museum, and they're rotating. However, they left mid open, and Crystal Daniel just walking to the lounge, saying, hey, is this legal deadly? And Cube confirms, it is indeed if you shoot me with it. And he just pick up the gun. Superhero dying on the ticket. He just wanted some tickets. Oof, but this grenade comes in time as it prevents the plan. Taco Cat burst that first defuse. He absolutely knows that was the bomb. And now he just has to play time because he knows where the bomb is. 1v2 situation. 50 seconds on the clock. What's his game plan here? He goes for a flashbang. Crystal Lanier should be flashbanged enough, but now no. Doesn't look like he understood what's happened. Taco Cat rotated into lounge. Now they're both fall off, just running onto site. That was absolutely, that was your Discord or not mine. You should check your DMs, absolutely. Okay, playing it slow. Vintage Jesus walking up there, hoping to find some clues, or maybe a better angle here. Not sure what the game plan from Taco is. Maybe walk in last seconds. He doesn't have clippers though. Is he going for exits? No, he's going for a kill on Jesus. But then he picks up the gun and runs away because he's out of time. I feel like he could have won that. In any case, he did some serious damage and also picked up 2 guns, which is always nice when your teammate brings you guns. So now it's a 2-2 situation, but the Cats should be absolutely fine in terms of money or in terms of equipment. Hopefully, we'll see some more clippers to make these, you know, comebacks possible and not rely on fingers. On the Valk side, we see Chris Daniel rocking a Deagle. I'm not sure what's up with that. He has the money to buy a bigger gun. Maybe he just feels confident in his Deagle game, or maybe he actually does have a secondary gun. Not sure why he buys a Deagle, or why he has a Deagle. He does get tagged by Sack in storage, so he knows there's something. Sack probably saw something through the smoke and pre-fires. It doesn't connect, so attempting more of that. Superhero now killing Crystal Daniel as he tries to enter the site through the smoke. That is never a good idea. Smoke can be very unhealthy, especially if you're being fired upon. This is the third map. The second map was a 10-2 on Stockpile, and the first map was a 10-5 for on Weak Sky for Cat both times. So Cat already won the set. Now they can take it home by winning another one. Superhero here on input, trying his best to defend the side. He just needs to stay alive. He's very low health. He doesn't need to peek because his teammates do have him covered. It's just Jesus now who needs to take the Taco Cat with a very aggressive grenade. You shouldn't try to grenade somebody who was right in front of you. That usually ends in death. Vintage Jesus holds the gun sideways and just somehow, someway gets the kill. And survives this one. He only has 20 seconds on the clock, so he has no chance of rotating. I'm not sure he realizes this. Maybe he realizes this now, but now he has no time to go back to A. And I think he finally realizes this and picks up some guns to save them. What? I am speechless. I have no idea how that worked. That is absolutely insane. Cube can now go towards the other side and commit seppuku, or it looks like he's sneaking through lounge instead of taking the early fight, allowing Vintage Jesus to reposition, who reveals his position in some way, flashing. It looks like Cube read this right. Cube doesn't have clippers. Flashbangs coming around. But unfortunately for Cube, he has to start defusing. And this is too slow, Cube. And he realizes this, tries to run off, but I think the bomb blast will kill him. Indeed it does. So yeah, some way, somehow Vintage Jesus did manage to get that plant, did manage to win that round. Yeah, might be a little bit hard to hit him at times with his 170 ping. Hopefully that was not the case. It was a fair game. But in any case, it's 2-3 now for Valk. And it looks like we have a little bit of a crab gang going on. Really slow. Vintage Jesus now pulling out the 50 again. I'm wondering if with the silencer on top, he actually makes negative money as he shoots people. Since silencers do have a that 50 did not pay off for him. He got immediately deleted and has got taken off. Back still being aggressive as a superhero. They might want to try to deny the 50. However, this might not be the easiest task. We have Crystal Daniel trying to push, not realizing the superhero pushed up. Now that he's been spotted, he was killed. Sack gets another, but then finally is being taken down, and the rest of the cats know that there is indeed at least one more member on a long. Landlord did pick up the 50, and did somebody pick up the bomb? It doesn't also have the bomb. He did have the bomb, but now he has no face because Aeon took it off and took off another. Aeon really on face collecting duty today. And Cube is trying to make it for the guns, but that 50 is lost forever in time. It certainly did not pay off. I believe it didn't even fire a shot. And yeah, that is 5k not well spent. 3-3 now. This is the current scores. See a little bit of shuffling going on in the T-spawn. Maybe a little bit of tactical discussion as to what to hit next. Looks like they decide to go over to the B side. They're full sprinting, so Aeon should hear almost all of them. Taco Cat now being suppressed and falls off. But he does drop a nade in there, halving somebody. Aeon is also being halved, literally, as Landlord drops onto side. So now Valk have partial control of side. Superhero is trying to provide gifts in form of bullets from the side and actually does manage to convince the landlord to buy some of them. Zack does get knifed, I believe, by a rock by Vintage Jesus, and Taco dies to dead beam, turning this now into a 2v3, and Vintage Jesus is on the flank, and now he has a gun from Zack. So this is absolutely winnable, but two members of Valk are very low. Cube does get the pick, but he's about to be surprised by Jesus that is right behind him. I'm not sure if he heard any commotion. It doesn't look like it because he's checking parts of the map that are not clear. He's now flashing into the window, giving it that away. But lucky for him, he does have the Clippers. The Clippers save him in the sense that he doesn't have to, defuse the bomb and also survive the assault. So that was a bit of a reverse there. Vintage Jesus did have the opportunity to absolutely stop that defuse, but unfortunately, he didn't realize that he was just going to get clipped on. That's what he did. And with that, they're going for another A push. Weapons-wise, we see another mini AK. Landlord's a little bit of low on money, which is ironic considering Landlord sometimes he immediately died to kill, so that didn't pay off. But finally, Zack is being taken care of after being killing Banana, and Cube also sends Vintage Jesus to heaven with a grenade into, I believe, Akon there was. But now the remaining 4 members of CAT should know, hey, this was aggression towards A side, we should hold this for a second, see if they rotate off, or if they indeed try to stall the 2v4, which looks to be their game plan, both out of storage. That is not a game plan I would choose, because that's going to end in a lot of bullets into a tiny space. And now open the doors and the bullets come flying in. Superhero going in, not realizing, hey, there's 2 people in there and I only have 1 knife. That's an awkward situation, but they know the last person in there is Mr. Daniel, and he's getting pre-fired by Aeon. And Aeon takes the kill, so it's 5-3 now, and that was the last... Actually, never mind. What am I saying? This was the almost last round. So this is now the final round, 5-3 for CAT so far. Ideally for them, they want to take out another point, get that comfortable lead that they did have in all the maps, so they can, ideally, if they win the pistol round again, really take it home. Yes, indeed, this is the last map. See another 50 cal from Vintage Jesus. Maybe this time it will actually pay off. What also paid off was this grenade. Banana Bandit does get split in half. Oh my god, this is actually a lot of gore. He didn't get split in half, he didn't split in 3 parts. They do pick up the bomb, but Aeon, actually I think it's Taco Cat from that angle, is greeting Banana Bandit, who lost his armor and most of his health, and then his head. Really, Taco Cat really delivering here. Or I believe, was it Superhero who killed him? I lost count, actually. There's so much violence going on. 2v1 situation. Unfortunately for CAT, they don't know that it's Vintage Jesus. I mean, they do know it's Vintage Jesus, but they might not be sure that it's a 50 cal. It is a 50 cal, and he trades out. This time the ping works against him, meaning Taco Cat's still alive, and that leads to CAT winning the round. Yes, it is a 2-0 lead so far for CAT. I did repeat the scores, but as always, you did not listen to me, Black Cat. And with that little bit of salty information, we are going into the T round of the Cats. 6-3. If they can win this pistol round again, they will be in a very good position, potentially making it towards an 8-3. However, if they are not taking this pistol round and not planting, then it will be pretty much equalized. We see Cube with the early aggression just running over there, not being picked by Banana Bandit. However, the utility gives it away. And we have a little bit of a trade-off here. Refrags. Bandit now trying to stop the rush of Cats with guns onto the side. Aeon, with his final breath, managed to stab him, even just keep on side, but he is also being shot. No bomb planted, so this is now the situation I was talking about. 6-4, and also likely without any plant, the Cats will not have money, but Zack decides, you know what, I'm buying this gun anyways. Screw everybody else. Maybe he can make that hero AK work. On the back side, we see some wild buys again. For the most part, we see traditional AKs, but again, we also see mini AKs, and a mini AK is not what you want to have when you face an AK. Obviously, they can't know that Zack just disregards the meta and just buys it anyways. He's now hyper-aggressive on the B side, pre-firing like a madman. Vintage Jesus now peeks him with the mini AK, doesn't get the kill. Zack is very low, just pressing. If he dies here, the rest of his team can pick up the gun. They do manage to take him out. One more trade from Crystal Daniel. Aeon and Taco Cat should eventually return to the scene of the crime to pick up the AK that is now unguarded. But they are also in a good position to plant the bomb if they have it. They have it. Ew. No, it was dropped in the control room. That's most unfortunate. They are now lurking around, and Landlord has no idea what's about to happen to him as he is being killed. Banana Bandit thinks he gets a pick, but it's actually he who was picked. That would have been better on Vintage Jesus, I think. But yeah, Rider Strike hits us all. 2-2 situation now, very good save. 30 seconds on the clock, so it will be hard to win. But Taco Cat did manage to pick up a gun, and if he can flank this one, he can kill that meme. But instead, he's being killed. I don't think that meme is going for the gun. He says, screw my teammates, they're not getting anything from me. But he did win the round there. So 6-5 now. Eco of the Valk team is a little bit hurt here, but it's not the end of the world. On the Cat side, we see now a full buy-in except for Zack, who doesn't have the money. Rest of the team buys the guns, the big guns, and some utility. And Superhero is just in spawn waving his teammates goodbye. Is always good for morale. Sort of like a Bard function here. It looks like a little bit of a split. We have 3 people in mid. Actually, 4 people in mid. This is turning into some sort of ARAM situation. All random, all mid, but maybe the Cats have a plan. We see a smoke grenade, I believe, blocking off the door. Flashbangs coming from Cat, slowing the push in mid. Taco Cat does get attacked by the nade. We have Superhero on the nade all alone. He's now getting killed in the catwalk. And we just have the wildest gunfire, just all random, all mid. And it turns out this is not a valid strat. 6-6 now. My headset is ready. Where's your headset going, cutie cat? And we see another anti-meta buy from Taco Cat. I think he didn't have the money. His 3-3, he was 50 short. He was 50 short from buying an AK, trying to make something happen here with the M16, but the only thing that happened was his head being plastered against the wall. Now we see a lot of gunfire on A main. Surprisingly, nobody died except for Zack, and then a few others. As I say this, 2-4 situation. However, Crystal Daniel and Dead Meme are quite low. They will die to 1 with, or rather 2 bullets from the AK. They're both in storage now. As we saw earlier, this is not a good position to be in, so one of them should walk back, so they have some sort of crossfire. I also believe they don't have the bomb. I think it was dropped in their main, if I'm not mistaken. This should be not a Puff TV artifact, but the actual bomb. It looks like Cube is going for it. That meme is not dead, but Crystal Daniel is, and really, I need to take one of that core. Jesus Christ. 2-3 situation now. Cube can recover the bomb. Aeon is already on site, having some angles. I'm not sure what Valk is doing. Landlord now on the big flank. He needs to hurry up though. That me now realizing I shouldn't just aggressively peek this as he realizes this upon his death. It's a 2-2 situation, but Landlord arriving on the flank, killing Aeon and also spotting Cube, who is now pincered by 2 members. Can take their time, and he also doesn't have any sight on bomb. Doesn't have a good gun, but it's good enough to kill Cube, who tried to get out of the situation. And now all they have to do is defend the bomb. Well, the map has been started for quite some time, Kitty Cat, so I was very curious as to what you meant by that statement. But I have to agree, or I'm not sure it's what you're saying is what I'm hearing, but what I'm saying is that I was quite surprised how fast the second and third map started. This is very uncommon in general, but specifically also for these teams, or this team, I would rather say, without naming any names, yeah. Alright, now I think the Cats, since they did plant and since they lost a bunch of rounds, they should have the money. Did that nade fall through the ground? It almost looks like it, but then it came out. I'm not sure what happened there. Zack now walks on the side, dropping off, but then being dropped by the Landlord. Really today, it doesn't like any sort of snappy Tenants, codename Daniel. I don't know. I feel like that's too obvious. Let's make it codename Crystal, to, you know, not name any names. What was also not named was this fake. They didn't manage to take the A side, leaving 3 members on the opposite side of the map. If TacoCat can now rotate to support his team in any way, then they absolutely have a good chance of winning this round. We see Aeon moving under the window, which can be a sneaky spot. And we have Superhero on the Destiny. Will it be their destiny to win? Aeon just a gun turret at this point, taking out Vintage Jesus, but then being taken out. Taco now on the flank. Superhero reveals his position, doing some heavy damage. They don't have eyes on the bottom. I don't think anybody from Valk has the clips. Taco now in a 1v1 situation. They know he's on site, but oh no, he leaves the bomb unguarded, and Landlord just goes for the ballsy clip, and it pays off. That was very, very risky here, but it really pays off. 6-8. Will Valk actually make it happen, take a map off, and turn into funny number? Or will this be the epic comeback of the Cats? We shall see. Looks like this time they are splitting again. 2 members moving towards the A side and 3 members towards the B side. Never mind. Cube goes towards the soldier. Maybe there's a meeting in mid. Hopefully it's not Aram again. Aeon and Zac now stealthy to a degree. Somehow that didn't tag Aeon, even though it exploded exactly next to him. I think there was a... It might not have been a museum nade problem. It might have been a staircases are, you know, Nate's worst enemy situation. Aeon probably also very confused as to how he didn't take any damage. Jesus, however, did take damage. Cube trades out with that meme, which is good for him. Questionable flashbang there. Maybe just a equipment check if that flashbang works, and they do find out it actually works. 4v3, 55 seconds on the clock. Vintage in a little bit of an unusual position, which might be a good surprise. Yes, yep, that happens. Aeon actually checks it and gets the kill. And as a result, the Valk members are moving off site, which is interesting to a large degree, but it's another cat fake, and Superhero finds out, hey, they came back from both sides. And now we have the reserve situation where the other members from Cat are not in a position to stop the defuse, and they paid dearly for this. 6-9, funny number. And now if the comeback of the Cats needs to happen, it needs to happen now, otherwise this map will be over. And hopefully we will see the end of it, because like I said, I started too early, so this dreaded early bug might end. Superhero gesturing to his team, let's make something happen here. At least I'm reading it this way. We have Cube moving over, I believe, towards the soldier. And we have some members moving into the Acon. Spam fire, we see the pre-nets coming out, but they are British cooked or English cooked. So very undercooked, not dealing any damage. Just scaring the enemy a little bit. Crystal Daniel not trading out, taking out TacoCat while being very aggressive in mid and not being punished for it so far. He gets Cube as well. Superhero kills him and the Landlord, turning it into a 3-3. Vintage Jesus does have the 50 again. Let's see if it pays off. Superhero really tagged here with 1 minute on the clock. They can make everything happen. We have Deadman being very aggressive and is being killed for it. Banana Bandit says, hey, what's going on here, guys? I want to die too. And Aeon obliges him, turning it into a 3v1 situation. If Valk had played that a little bit more defensive, they could have absolutely won this round. Not saying I can't. Vintage Jesus can bring this back with his one-shot, very skilled gun. But we shall see if he makes that happen. If he sacrifices the gun, he cannot afford another. He somehow managed to still kill Superhero after being shot by Aeon. But yeah, 7-9. The economy of Valk is still pretty alright. The Landlord is swimming in cash. It's just like Landlords are in real life. Rest of the team also has the money they need. Something was exchanged there for Vintage Jesus, but I don't think it was... no, it was not a 50 cal. It was a mini AK, surprisingly enough. And it looks like another even split from the Cats. Maybe they're just going for picks. Valk seems to be really aggressing once they got a pick or two and then are being lurked out. Although this time it looks more like towards the B side. We have Zac aggressing on B upper. Trying to throw a nade into utility. It doesn't connect, however, but it might have scared off some members. We now see a misplaced smoke there. This one is better. It can stop off the catwalk. What in the hell is this Taco Cat? Seems like an M16 with a silencer, a foregrip, and a polo. Talk about all the attachments. Maybe he also wants to put on like a handed sight and some laser pointer. Aeon is being killed by the landlord. And there's another M16, and Cube says, get out of here with that nonsense, Crystal Daniel, and kills him. 40 seconds on the clock. Unfortunately for the cats, they have to play this, and Vintage Jesus plays with Zack's head and destroys it in the process. 30 seconds now, and the bomb needs to be planted, because otherwise this will be last round. A side is completely open for some reason. If they rotate quick into it, they can get the plant, but of course they don't have the knowledge of these events as we do. It looks like Superhero wants to make something happen. 20 seconds on the clock. Does he have the bomb? I think he does. But now it's a little bit too late. Landlord is on ticket. 10 seconds. Superhero needs to plant this one, but he's all alone. 1v4 situation. Can he clutch it out? He does get the plant, but he is being killed by Banana Bandit, who miraculously survived with 1 HP. I don't think he had time for a spicy nade. Even if he did, the remaining members of Valk could defuse. Turning this now into a 7-10. GG's on this one. 2-1 means that's the end of the set. Valk loses 1-2 towards Cat, but in the end did manage to take on Museum, and this is the final scoreboard. GG's. And with that I say good night. Thank you for tuning into Radio RFL. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time when there is a cast in need. Have a good one.